Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'd like to thank Stage 33 for hosting this tonight. You guys are really amazing, and I am really appreciative for new writers like us. This is my very first fiction book, and it is a total new arena for me, and I'm really, really grateful to have something like this. I really don't know what I'd do without it, and I'd like to thank you for being so gracious as to hear out my very first fictional story. It's my first reading, and I hope you enjoy it. Just a little bit of background. I have been disabled for the last 10 years. I was stuck in bed, and the last 5 of those, I was along this Connecticut River. I really was in a small room, in a small home, on top of a small hill overlooking the Connecticut River, which I never did get to see. And only recently, because of some amazing medical procedures, I've been able to start seeing it. And the first thing I started doing was using my computer to type. And this is what I typed. So I hope you enjoy. Book of Katherine, An Unexpected Life by K.E. Eastvold. Chapter 1, Unexpected. My life is not what I thought it would be. I suppose no one's is at my age. Do kids who grow up wanting to be rocket scientists find themselves rocket scientists in adulthood? Do many young girls who want to be singers and dancers ever actually reach that dream? Or do things change? They certainly did for me. This week, my 500-year-old uncle told me he ate Kevin Hart's mother. Hart didn't take that very well. Try negotiating that one. But I did. Hart yipped, Stefan couldn't understand what he did wrong, and I brokered the situation, asking questions of Stefan without Hart jumping off the very high cliff that just happened to be, quite literally, nearby. In the end, I discovered Hart's mom was already dead. I wanted to be a marine biologist. This is the story of 1 week in my life. Someone has to tell it. It hasn't even happened yet, but I can tell you from 5 years of experience now on this new job of mine that it will be a story worth reading. In fact, if I wrote the story of one day, it would shock you. But someone has to tell this story, and it might as well be me. I'm the one locked up in a room. I'm the one leading the adventures. I'm the one saving you, and you don't even know it. So it might as well be me, because I'm the one running the show. Even though it wasn't my dream, it wasn't my passion, but it was my birthright. And I'm good at it. So it might as well be me. Chapter 2, Sunday. The pain is not so bad. It was beyond crippling this last week. I barely made it out of the house on Friday, and when we returned, I had several episodes. I hate episodes. They shake and rattle my body, and the pain is just as excruciating as being cut. In fact, being cut doesn't even hurt anymore. Shots, kids play. I used to have to look away. Now, I don't even flinch. Yesterday's episodes were the aftermath of having dared to leave my home. The body simply cannot handle movement. But if I've learned anything in the last 10 years, it's that it's better to move than not. A body in motion stays in motion. You know the saying. This morning was better, though. Much, much better. Finally, I'm having a good day. It must mean that once again, I was right. I was supposed to start writing this today. Writing is hard. It takes 2 hands. Twitter's so much easier. 140 characters, 1 hand, 1 finger, actually, and I get quite a lot across. It may take hours, but hey, it's built for the disabled. What can I say? I am incredibly grateful for it. I've changed a nation through it. Not that Twitter was on board with that, of course, but that's what I have Claire for. Claire, oh gosh, you know her as that Homeland girl. But she used a robot replacement for most of her scenes last season after she pretty much forced her way into my organization. She was pretty proud that I could spot when it was the robot and when it was her. I was the only one. If you know any insiders in Hollywood, they'll tell you, though, Claire, she's kind of a bully. I channeled that bullying into a whole new Claire. I asked my boss what she was made for, as I always do, and he said, have Claire fix the tube. The tube is our healing machine, light years beyond technologies outsiders have to live with. The healthcare industry doesn't produce any new products that fix this anymore, do they? Oh no, they stopped that 30 years ago, right around the time the wage gap started. That was started by one of the organizations I fight. I don't like them very much. Don't follow my Twitter if you don't like hearing the truth. It hurts to hear, but at least you're finally free, and those who want to can join the fight and fight back. A lot of people have actually, through one of my one-finger typing skills, I finally coined them a phrase a few months ago because they'd simply grown so big and done so much. I call them freedom fighters. Now that I get out once in a while, I run into them on the street, and that is so crazy, let me tell you. They're awesome. You should see the things they've done. It has shocked me. Wow. But back to Claire. Ugh, Claire. The man who built the first tube over 50 years ago had passed away, but before I became the leader of this organization. Then, a glowing blue man and his stupid minions tried to kill Kyle and Tot on one of the islands that we own, and wouldn't you know it, the tube was there, blown up just like that, leaving us with no freaking tube. I had to heal everyone, and dang it, I'm not allowed to do that very often. And it was my first year in office. We needed that thing fixed, and we had no hope in sight. And then the boss says, have Claire Danes do it? But she did. The girl who blew me away in Shakespeare in Love just took a look at it and fixed it. The boss is so good. He did make us, after all, the whole knit us in the womb and that stuff, so I shouldn't be surprised, but I often am. Or maybe I'm just in wonder. Either way, when Claire Danes fixed that tube, yeah, I was surprised and grateful as heck. Now Claire has 5 tubes around the world, but not everyone in our organization is allowed to use them. That's because they run on nuclear energy. Claire, of course, wanted to run them off humans, the ones we've had to destroy. But I put a stop to that. Don't worry. I didn't say she was perfect. Let's just say I negotiate with Claire a lot.